bureaucrat letting this happen, or you're a TSA minion, you're all guilty. And if you're TSA people, you should say no to this. You know, you should unionize. That's what's dangerous about not having unions. I know unions can have a bad side, but they also have a very good side of the citizenry getting organized. The problem is the globalists have taken over all the unions and basically render them impotent and servile. But I know for a fact they're culling through the TSA workers and go, do you have a problem with the radiation? Yes, you're fired. You have a problem sticking your hands down people's pants? Yes, you're fired. And then that's why you have so many problems with them stealing and abusing and robbing and going crazy and yelling at people. Oh, that was the rest of the story. He goes through the checkpoint, then he's done. He puts his hands in his pockets, waiting. They scream and yell at him like he's a prisoner, scan him again, pat him down again, yelling at him, how dare you put your hands in your pants?
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Alex told you the government announced recently that the recession is over. It ended on June of 2009. The millions of Americans unable to find work might not agree. Perhaps the recession ended for the bankers and government employees, but for the rest of us, things seem to be getting worse. Gold and silver haven't heard the news either. They've begun their long-expected journey to the moon. In addition to converting your shrinking dollars into gold and silver, you should consider a food savings account from eFoods Direct. They both make fabulous investments. Food is our greatest dependency, and we know it will be more precious than any financial resource. You and your family need food to survive a crisis, and you can't eat paper, stocks, or metals. Alex has been urging you to invest in delicious, easy-fix meals to enjoy now or save for long-term. This will freeze the cost of your food while you can still afford it. Visit eFoodsDirect.com on the internet or call 800-409-5633. That's eFoodsDirect.com or 800-409-5633.
You may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
We now take you live
to the Central Texas Command Center
in the heart of the resistance. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Absolutely, Mancow joining us in about 5 minutes, and I'm going to start getting into the Rumsfeld clips ahead of him joining us. But finishing up that story, why it's so important. Here's the nice lady, been, cutting my hair on and off for about a year. And she just brings up out of the blue TSA with her boyfriend flying back from, I think it was North Carolina, she said. And he went through the scanner, and he was waiting to then be patted down. They were patting down everybody who went through the scanner, she said. He told her. And he put his hands in his pockets, just standing around. A lot of people do that, and they were like, get your hands out of your pockets right now. Get them out, get over. You got to go back through the scanner. You're hiding something. And they put him back through the scanner and then patted him down and were just being really mean to him, like he was a prisoner on a bus who'd just been taken out of the county jail, being sent to San Quentin or Huntsville. And you're rolling up, and that's exactly how they treat you at a rough prison. I mean, from what I've read, even low-security prisons, they're not that rude or mean to you. Not even so much medium, but high security, they let you know, they humiliate you, they strip you down. And in some cases, TSA strips you down in public or takes you in a back room while they rob your suitcase of money. I mean, just every day, multiple articles of them being caught stealing wedding rings, cash, jewelry, electronics. I mean, it is just an orgy of theft that's going on. And this is the public being trained how to be prisoners. But they're not going to put up with it forever. They're not going to break the will of the American people. Now, we're only going to briefly have Mancow on, then I'm going to get into patent nervous system manipulation from television monitors and how that ties in to this other report that we covered a few months ago. Ceiling lights in Minnesota send code internet data, but then we've got the patents on similar systems that flash at a level not perceptible by the eye, but to the brain, and can actually manipulate you with that. I mean, this is confirmed. The old thing of how a hypnotist with a flashing light or the swinging watch, this is much more high-tech than that, and they can actually make you throw up. They can do anything they want with this. And now through data, through power lines, they can do it with the fluorescent bulbs. That's why they've unified these worldwide. You notice worldwide, these are going in. Governments pass the laws to get in line with the UN Agenda 21, and they're toxic. If one breaks in your house, you've got to evacuate it and open the windows and call a toxin control team, poison control team. Nothing to do with the environment. They're getting rid of phosphorescent because these are systems literally for mind control, and it's hidden in plain view. That's coming up. But first, here's the big news. Donald Rumsfeld, imagine this. Donald Rumsfeld, former Secretary of Defense, out pushing his book, went on Mancow Muller's syndicated broadcast. It's on all over the country, including WABC in New York. And I can listen to it out of Houston. That's the closest city I can hear it. Big show. He goes on there, and he says, hey, what about Building 7? What about Building 7? We're going to play that short clip first. And Rumsfeld says, never heard of it. Don't know anything about it. Now, this was a CIA state federal command base with the Army, Defense Intelligence in it, FBI, the command center for that entire area of the East Coast. They're running a drill of it being attacked that day. That's why they'd move the command centers out on the pier and the mobile command centers. That's ABC News reporting that. And Rumsfeld says he never heard of it. He says, building what? That's why it's called the Building What campaign. The ads running in New York that have gotten Geraldo Rivera to wake up and come out and say he questions Building 7. And Judge Andrew Napolitano, because they have honor, especially Napolitano. Because last night I was picking up some Mexican food to bring home. I do that quite often. I have to add to my gut. And I was walking out, and a fellow walked over to me and said, I'm a mainline conservative, but you woke me up. My dad didn't believe in 9/11 being an inside job, but I showed him the footage of Building 7 imploding, and he was a Navy SEAL / UDT, his dad, and he said, that's a controlled demolition. Yeah, they blew it. I mean, that's all you got to do is watch Building 7. So that's why, look at Jesse Ventura, UDT, Navy SEAL, saying the same thing. Anybody who knows sees that, but then we have all the footage of them saying, get back, we're going to blow up 7. We have the local newscast saying they're thinking about bringing the building down. Let's go ahead and play this 20-second clip, and there's a longer one coming up, with the former Secretary of Defense, Donald Rumsfeld, on Mancow's radio show. The audio is also at mancow.com. Here it is.
Building 7, I often hear about. No plane hit Building 7. Why did Building 7 come down? What do you tell people?
What is Building 7?
Or when it was at Building 5, or the building that wasn't hit by the plane? Building 7.
I have no idea. I've never heard that.
Oh. Do a talk radio show. Oh, you'll hear it.
There's a longer clip coming up. Mancow, do you really believe that a 47-story building, it would be the biggest building in over 40 states, several hundred yards away, not hit by a falling building, fires start in it, it collapses at 5:25 in the afternoon, CNN, the police are on tape saying, get back, they're going to blow up that building. I can play that clip if you want to hear it. And Rumsfeld magically doesn't know about the main CIA building on the East Coast outside Langley blowing up and collapsing that day at free fall speed.
my God, Alex. I'm walking through TJ Maxx with my kids. What are you asking me?
You sent me the Building 7 clip yesterday.
Yes.
I was on your show today. You brought it up to me. You said this is really starting to make you question things.
Well, okay, look, here's the deal. I feel like the Jedi mind trick was done on me, because how could he not know? I couldn't wrap my mind around it. You don't even know how to respond. It's kind of like you walk in with your wife, and she's with another guy, and you say, hey, honey, what's going on? And she says, well, what guy? There's no guy here, but I can see the guy. I mean, it was just bizarre. I mean, look, he was very friendly. You saw him on Letterman. He was very friendly on Letterman as well. He was a very friendly guy, but how does he not know Building 7 came down? It defies everything, doesn't it?
Well, you can hear how he suddenly, because I've heard the rest of the interview, he's a lot more energetic. He just gets real quiet and goes, no, I don't know anything about that. I mean, that's got lie written all over it.
Well, how does he not know Building 7? Excuse me. How does he not know Building 7? I mean, what do you make of that?
Well, Mancow, they never want to talk about Building 7. They never paid any attention to it. I've got scores, and I've played them here over and over again. We've written articles about it, with CNN, local CBS, local Fox. Amy Goodman was there, and they're told to run. It's going to blow up. And the cops are saying, get back, it's about to come down. They're going to bring down that building. Silverstein goes on PBS a year later and says, we gave the order to pull it and then watch the building come down.
Well, look, I've heard the stories. It was a planned demolition, right? They were going to bring it down. Now I've heard that, and now they're claiming that another building fell on it, although that's not really what happened, is what you say and others say. So where are you headed with this? Are you saying that Rumsfeld and Bush and Bove and all these characters were in on it, that they brought down all these buildings?
Well, we have to ask the question, why are they acting stupid? Why is it on record that they said they were going to blow it up? BBC, 25 minutes before, on BBC World and BBC 24, simultaneously, with the same script, with their teleprompter readers on two different BBCs, said Building 7, the Solomon Brothers building, has fallen. It's completely collapsed. And there they are live with it right behind them. It hasn't collapsed. And then they denied that they even did that. Then years later, BBC said, yes, we were told by Reuters it had collapsed. This is what's happening. It's kind of like Lee Harvey Oswald. 2 hours before his name was released, about an hour before he was even captured, running around Dallas, they got their time zones wrong. And in New Zealand, Australia, and several other countries, newspapers ran with his photo and his name that he was the shooter of John F. Kennedy when it wasn't even on the news here yet. They had their story and their script ready, and they jumped the gun. They jumped the gun.
Wow. I've never heard that, pal. But look, from being at different news networks and watching how things are done, and this is not going to really help you with your show, I just find it interesting that every time I'm with a crowd, and I was at CPAC, and, Ron Paul won 30%. I mean, he won and then some. Other people were getting 2 and 3%, and that's who we hear about on TV. Ron Paul killed at CPAC, and all we hear about is Romney. I've broken bread with Romney. I've hung out with Romney. He's a nice enough fella. He's unelectable as president. And if the Republicans, their main thing seems to be against health care, blah, blah care, and yet that's what Romney gave us in Minnesota. So
Romney wrote it. Romney wrote it.
Yeah, so look, there's a lot that is very odd to me. I mean, I see it's like Building 7. Building 7 came down. No, it didn't. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Ron Paul in every one of these polls wins, and you and I are both friends with Ron Paul, so maybe that distorts our view. And I like him politically, but it's just amazing. Romney is a guaranteed loser, and that's who they're going to run. And they keep telling us Romney, Romney, Romney. It reminds me of Giuliani. Remember Giuliani? Remember Fred?